What's up, guys? This is my first live in a minute. I'm kind of just testing it out because I didn't even think that I could go live. So again, I'm kind of just winging this and going on the fly here. I might delete this. I don't even know if I want to keep this, but while we're here, let's do some tarot reading. I was just about to step out and do some deliveries here. So let's see that I don't get pulled to the side to have to do something while I'm doing this live. Actually, let me take this laptop and let me bring it over. You can see that the apartment is in the midst of being moved around here. Apologies for the lighting. But long story short, the GF is moving out. She's been having a rough go, and she has decided to move out. And so, yeah, we're kind of just, running and gunning here. Let me take off my little mask. Let's put you guys up on a solid stand here. Pardon as I move all this stuff. Okay, so in any event, let's do a little live tarot. Let's do a little live update. Kind of in an interesting position because I kind of have my feelers out in a bunch of different places, so it's kind of awkward trying to do a bunch of things at once. In which case I might just go with this kind of impromptu reading, as it were, for anyone that wants to jump in. I obviously welcome you, but so I mean the primary cards that are coming out here, and I just wanted to chime in with the fact that Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn till March 3rd. So that's going to have a lot to do with love. I don't think that there's any coincidence that, the GF is, moving out. I think that she has to use this time to essentially learn a lot of what she's been going through, learn from the experiences that we've been going through as a couple. I've been keeping my spirits up. I'm luckily at a place in my life spiritually where, I'm kind of able to call the shots on my thinking and feelings. But nonetheless, Seven of Wands is here in the reverse. This is all about openness and vulnerability, almost allowing your kind of independence to come in and reign supreme here. The King of Swords is an inner knowing that you're going through labor, ultimately to give birth to something good and something great. I feel like, this is an opportunity to be kind of rock solid in a chaotic place, in space, in time. The Five of Pentacles in the reverse speaks to going into the church of self, as it were. Strength card here over the lesser self. Eight of Swords in the upright is maybe being blinded by logic, an overemphasis on the use of logic. I think that tends to kind of drive us up a wall, because we tend to live in an illogical world, and we're learning more and more that everything is kind of based on frequency and vibration. There is a frequency and vibration with the Eight of Cups in the reverse of not wanting to leave something necessarily. I think still wanting to weigh out and evaluate your options, as it were. Six of Swords in the reverse is speaking to an internal harmony. Ten of Swords in the reverse speaks to self-sabotage. And I could offset it with the Eight of Swords in the upright. That leaves Two Swords in the reverse, which is coming out of a decision, added to Six of Swords in reverse, which now leaves us with Eight of Swords in the reverse. So freeing yourself from kind of living in this kind of logical realm points to the Seven of Swords in the upright. Progress with strategy, staying active, staying strategic, which is very cool. Let's see. What else, Spirit, do you want us to download? What else do you want us to download? This is technically the first live stream of this channel since I believe it's been in operation since I've started this. I wasn't fortunate enough to be grandfathered in. You've always had to have a certain amount of people, and I think, before I understood the importance and the value of that, I don't think I was doing tarot for one, but I don't think I was live streaming. Maybe once in a blue moon when I was back with the Periscope days of doing tarot. But so the Death card in reverse is going through a rebirth. I think this is going to go into effect as well. You're going to see this kind of in full swing during us departing Scorpio season after the 21st of November, which is right around the corner. Knight of Cups in the reverse is just emphasis and a focus on self. Like I said, maintaining your kind of emotional, intellectual, spiritual, psychological levels to your standard kind of teaching and rewiring your brain from conditioned and trained ways of looking. Okay. The Sun card in reverse is content and satisfaction. Seven of Swords revealing itself. We spoke to it. This is leaving something behind, moving forward. Okay, focus on emotional maturity. Maybe you feel like there's unfinished business, unfinished healing. Maybe a semblance of a lack of stability, lack of risk-taking. Don't be afraid to take a leap of faith. Don't be afraid to take a risk. Trust in your angels. Trust in your grace and your karma. Trust that you'll be aligned with your soul's path. The Ten of Wands in the upright is a burdensome energy. You're working too hard. So something to keep in mind. Might want to take a little bit of a break. There's incoming communication. Okay. That I think is going to empower you. I see a lot of expansion here with the Wheel of Fortune and victory with the Ace of Swords in the upright. Okay, very cool, very cool. So yeah, nothing out of the normal. This really was just going to be kind of a short reading to see if my live was up and running and available. Like I said, this has kind of been the first live for the channel. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do this more to get some quality content up there. And yeah, this is Again, just kind of a test run live. Really wasn't prepared, really wasn't, prepared with the message, although I did kind of read on Queen Cup's YouTube post from a friend that Venus is going to be retrograde till about March 5th or March 3rd in Capricorn. So look to be kind of going back in the kind of love and desire and relationship aspects and facets of your being, and see what Capricorn ruling planet Saturn lessons, blocks, inhibitions, obstacles, teachings have to kind of teach you about relationships and desires, and maybe even the relationship with yourself. Speaking to independence and self-reliance and all that cool stuff that allows you to kind of tailor make your reality. So I see we have someone in the room here. What's up? How's it going, guys? This is the kind of first live that I've been doing. This is the first live for the channel, essentially. I think as I previously mentioned, I had access to it. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for the comment, Just Blaze, Detroit. Hi. Back when you could just go on live on YouTube, regardless of how many followers you had. That's back on the Periscope days when I was doing tarot, and I think maybe I jumped on a YouTube live like once or twice. But apparently I have enough followers now to be able to keep on doing lives. So I might do it more consistently, and all that good stuff. So yeah, we were just talking a little bit about, I'm currently going through a breakup. The girlfriend's moving out, and I feel as though, it kind of has something to do with the fact that Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn until March 5th. So, Venus is about love, desire, and relationships, and Capricorn is a very kind of hard-nosed sign. It really kind of deals with, grinding towards your goals, no matter how much time to take. Its ruling planet Saturn, the planet of kind of blocks and lessons and inhibitions, kind of brings that element of I think kind of having to learn lessons the hard way. But there's different schools of thought. Some people don't believe that relationships require work, and when the going gets tough, the people who don't have that character or the backbone, they tend to kind of bail. So, not to throw any shade, but I kind of feel like I'm dealing with that kind of experience where things kind of were rough, and the person that I was with wasn't willing to kind of internalize and look within themselves enough to kind of figure out, what they were bringing to the table, negativity wise. So, so that's how that goes. But like I said, this breakup or this split gives me an opportunity to kind of like practice independence. So for anyone who's like watching this or whatever, I feel as though if you're going through a breakup or something challenging, look to kind of leverage the circumstance so as to kind of empower yourself and understand that, it gives you the space in the room to create and to kind of, customize your life and tailor make it to your liking. So emphasis on like personal power. Like I said, especially in regards to relationships, while Venus is in retrograde, just kind of, relearning and re-understanding relational dynamics. But yeah, I guess we could pull some tarot. I did a little bit earlier, a couple minutes ago, but since we have someone in the room, let's pull some tarot and see what wants to come out. Guys, feel free to like, share, follow on the TikTok and Instagram as well. Try to upload content daily. Go over to the Patreon for the part 2 of the love and money readings. Currently chipping away at December love and money readings. I think I'm up until Libra for the love portion. And then after we roll out all the love readings for all the signs and post part 2 to the Patreon, then we're going to be working on the money readings for December. I'm going to try to get those to you guys before the month of December. So yeah, I mean, needless to say, like, for example, not to just kind of harp on my situation, but this kind of split or breakup, like I said, the girlfriend's moving out. We lived together for like a year, met like in the middle of the pandemic and all that jazz. But this is going to give me like a lot more time to kind of like feed and water the YouTube channel. So it's kind of cool. The universe works in mysterious ways. Let's see what wants to come out here. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light. Highest possible messages at this time. Let's see. Okay, we have hold on, let me just read Just Blaze comments. Sorry to hear that. Breakup. It's tough. Send positive energy and vibes your way. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just Blaze. Appreciate you being in the room too. It makes a difference. The Lover's card in the upright. This is Twin Flame Soulmate energy, Gemini energy, springtime energy. The number 6 is about balance and harmony. It's also about perseverance. The number 6. Let's see. The Twin Flame card, of course. It's kind of uncanny. I have this banner hanging in the room, the Twin Flame banner, this same imagery here behind my TV set. So it's pretty cool. 7 of Cups in reverse, coming out of illusion or fantasy or distraction. I like to read this as kind of being aligned with your soul path. It points to the 6 of Cups. This 7 of Cups in reverse does. It points to the 6 of Cups in the upright. The 6 of Cups is a soulmate energy card. It could be in regards to a relationship. It could be in regards to an occupation or just being, where you need to be. So I think that, this can also represent a downgrade. I read the Lover's card as like a high-ranking soulmate connection. So for the 7 of Cups to be in the reverse, it's kind of a downward motion. So it could be that the frequency of the Lover's card is being tuned back down to the 6 of Cups. In my mind, typically the Lover's card goes to the 2 of Cups as far as if the connection is going to lessen. But, if something's been bubbling up, then, the Lover's card could fall to the 6 of Cups in the upright, in which case it's kind of more of an innocent, friend connection. Like I said, depending on the relationship, the energies kind of merging and meshing and, mixing and, it kind of spits something back out, something other is created when you combine your energy field with an environment or a person or a group of people. The 9 of Pentacles in the reverse speaks to a form of codependency, I would say, a form of reliance. That probably was a lesson that needed to be learned or addressed or worked on. Okay, almost to see if somebody can make it on their own. stand on their own 2 feet financially. I know one of my personal goals and all that stuff is just to be kind of financially independent and free. Just like my own personal kind of life example, worked a 9 to 5 for like, I think, 12 years, like more than a third of my life. And, that was the traditional route, but I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore. And I wanted to do tarot full time and trading stocks and cryptocurrencies full time. So, but you kind of got to cut your teeth on that. And, if you're going to, go all in on what you believe, and those around you, that might kind of shake them a little bit, then at least it'll let you know who the real ones are around you. 2 of Swords in the upright. This is a crossroads decision. Okay, it's kind of an either or. I like to pull what the either ors are on either side of the 2 of Swords in the upright. Yeah, it's almost as if, if there is a sudden change up or change or uprooting of normalcy, the 2 of Swords is basically telling you that you have the option to choose how you react. Okay. King of Wands is kind of wanting to empower yourself, take the role of, the authority in how you're going to dictate your reaction and your emotional response. The 9 of Swords in the upright is overthinking, overanalysis, worrying, and really kind of just identifying that side that is capable of existing. But with the King of Wands, it's more as though you're ready for action. And he's kind of leaning forward in his throne, signifying like he's ready to go. So I think that as long as you remain present, active, ready to go, in whatever form that is meaningful to you and whatever it is that you're trying to do, then the red carpet is going to be kind of rolled out for you, I think. Let's see what else wants to come out here. Let's see. Okay, 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. I read this as going into the Church of Self. Okay, you see these 2 individuals kind of, toughen it in the winter weather. In the reverse, I see this more as like each of our own kind of personal journeys and choices to go into the church. A lot of the times we choose to continue to move forward in turmoil, especially in a partnership or as a group, when really, you kind of need the spiritual timeout to go into the warm, comforting spiritual church. I call it the Church of Self. It could be a literal, place in your kind of possible environment. But I like to say that it's more so just kind of connecting to source. That can be done through meditation, whatever helps you kind of lose track of time as well, something that allows you to kind of get in a flow state. Okay. Full card in the reverse here. This is not taking a leap of faith. This is hesitance and reticence to jump into something new. I think in a more kind of wise and learned way. I think you've learned your lessons in the past, possibly. Feel free to apply all of this however it fits into your life, by the way. But full card in the reverse is not necessarily jumping to. It's more so kind of taking a step back. It may be that you're not wanting to jump into another relationship. It may be that you're not wanting to take an easy way out or find a quick fix or solution to whatever, if you have a problem being presented to you. I think it's also more so that you're not wanting to rush into another form of dependency or codependency or reliance. I think that you're wanting to stay empowered with the King of Wands here as much as possible. I think you're wanting to make yourself numero uno, the main character in your movie. And I think that that's kind of a mindset that's somewhat kind of third eye opening. It's almost like you're stepping into your world, stepping into your reality for the first time, maybe as like the kind of main concern. So, you know, and for a lot of people, that's new, that's brand new, because they're so used to kind of being subservient and putting others first and worrying and concerning themselves about others, or maybe giving their power away to others. A lot of the times it's just kind of conditioning. It's just kind of upbringing and how we were taught, really, truly. But when you kind of see how the game's played, then you really do kind of have this awakening to making yourself the kind of main character in the movie and kind of maintaining your power, which is super cool. I kind of liken it to like, walking deeper and deeper into like a tunnel or down a path. And it can seem not normal at first, but like I said, the more that you're kind of in flow, or the more that you can kind of lose yourself into what you're doing, then before you know it, you've kind of come so far down the path, and you've already been doing it, and you've already kind of been your own, light in the tunnel. What's up, Sir Blue? How's it going? I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate your comments. Welcome. So yeah, we're talking a little bit just about kind of making yourself the main character of the storyline, empowering yourself, and being and staying ready for action, especially with this kind of King of Wands energy. Like he's leaning forward in his seat, and he's ready to kind of do what needs to be done. And it's contrary to what you would normally think a high-ranking titled official is supposed to do. Maybe we could think traditionally that a king is supposed to just kind of sit back and let things happen, but the king, non-gender specific, represents mastery over action. And what we learn in life is that real kind of high caliber action takes a certain amount of poise, a certain amount of grace, a certain amount of time. And if you have, unlearned fools around you, they might, want to hasten the action, and they may want to undermine what it is that you're trying to kind of bring to a broil. And it takes time. It takes time. Anything good takes time. And to each their own. Like I see TikTok videos of like master chefs, and thank you, Sir Blue, I see that comment. And like Gordon Ramsay, and these people, they love kind of taking their time with like cooking and things like that, or baking or whatever. And me personally, that's not my bag. I've been known to kind of get in the zone in the kitchen when when the kind of inspiration hits. But we're not always going to understand the time that people want to invest, or not invest for that matter. So let's see what else wants to come out. Talking a little bit about Venus being in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn until I think about March 5th, 22. So, try to apply that information, however it fits in your life, or whatever you're going through. Venus tends to rule desire, relationships, love, money as well. And Capricorn is very kind of like hard-nosed. I always kind of describe Capricorn as like taking, whatever it takes, however long, to achieve your goals and kind of reach your destination. And a very kind of, achieving based sign, I think, at the height of their powers, Capricorn is definitely a force to be reckoned with. So that spirit is brought, to the table when Venus is in Capricorn. And, the fact that Venus is retrograde means that, retrograde typically is going, back and relearning lessons from the past, depending on what planet's involved and what sign is involved. And so for me, understanding Venus in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn means, what relationally were you all in with or not all in with? And, what's left standing after, certain relationships fall apart or certain desires aren't met. And how do you continue to build from there? I think that's what we're going to really be looking at over the next couple months until March. For some, it's going to be an emphasis on, the personal relationship that we have with ourselves. We mentioned codependency with the twin flame cards out here, the Five of Pentacles card out here. And, relationship with others, relationship with divine masculine, divine feminine, divine, child, vulnerable self, that we all carry within us. We carry the holy trinity of, divine masculine, feminine, and child spirit. So I think we're just going to be kind of feeling the effects overall of relationship with self and relationship with others. And as it pertains to something that, is longevity based for the long term. Okay, this Five of Pentacles is on the path to the Ten of Pentacles. This Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is codependency. So you want to, I think, use this time even to kind of kick the tires of codependency, where the kind of structure isn't stable or healthy. Kind of like healthy lumber to build a house. If you're using rotted wood, then chances are the house isn't going to last long structurally. The structural integrity is going to be kind of failing over time. So I think that, if you find something that you thought was kind of consistent or stable or checked out, if you find that being removed in your environment or in your life or in relationship to you, I think it's going to be kind of a structural integrity check to see, once and for all, if something is, as all in as it says that it is, or meant for you as much as you may think it is, or, something of that nature. Feel free to apply it. Star card in the reverse is coming out here. This is Aquarius energy. This is also Aquarius energy, Capricorn Aquarius energy. King of Swords in the upright. Confidence, direction, laser-like focus, logic and reason based is the King of Swords. Represents rebirth as well, with this butterfly atop his throne. The Star card in reverse. This is somewhat of a kind of hard fought and hard earned, blessing. This is a wish fulfillment energy. Okay, Morales. Yeah, you could ask a question. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, guys. Just doing kind of a general overview. Nothing in particular, just kind of, weaving together a story. But yeah, the star card in reverse speaks to kind of rolling up your sleeves and doing the emotional healing, which kind of feeds into this kind of external confidence of the King of Swords in the upright. So the more that you're able to kind of reflect and look at yourself, and again, we're talking Venus retrograde, Venus having to do with love, money, relationships, maybe even your relationship with money. Using this time while Venus is in Capricorn until March 5th retro to see what your relationship is with money. I just, interestingly enough, saw a TikTok, and the person said that, all your life you've been told that, working hard pays off. And he was just kind of saying, that was like basically like a falsity, a falsehood. He was saying that, I do everything with like calm and ease and kind of like this effortlessness and this, passion. So that's an interesting kind of understanding as well, as it pertains to kind of working towards financial goals, relational goals, things of that nature. Let's see. Okay, we get the Knight of Wands here. This is player energy. This is Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. This is quick in, quick out. This is something that you might want to avoid. This is a very kind of tempestuous energy. I think that, let's use the example of kind of putting a relationship on pause. I think that kind of energetically using a sexual way out, I think energetically is what this Knight of Wands speaks to. So something to keep mindful of. Again, while Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn until March 22, especially if you are in a relationship where things are on pause and you're not kind of spending the holidays with this person, because you are kind of kicking the tires and checking the stability of the relationship. Like, is this what you really want? Do you really want this person? For for the long run, for the long haul. I just remembered another TikTok, a card for the day. It was this dude who was like, it was an old Vine, and someone was re-uploading. I'll pull a card for the day for you, Sir Blue, in 1 second. But let me just get this thought out. This guy was like, it was an old Vine. This dude was singing something like, "I want a church girl," and I don't know what he said, but he at the end he goes like, "and reads her Bible," and I don't know. Vine was the shit back in the day. Those little 6-second videos. He was like, "I want a church girl that goes to church and reads her Bible." I don't know why I thought about that. But who knows, man? Maybe you're gonna want to, or if you're a female, maybe you're gonna want to, keep things biblical. We'll just say. Keep things holy while Venus is in retrograde. Opposite of the Knight of Wands, which is like this fast-moving energy. Let's get a card for the day for Sir Blue. Really quick. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light. Highest possible messages at this time via this card of the day for Sir Blue. Okay, we got the Seven of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. Sevens are about perfection. It's the spiritual path. Pentacles, finances, resources. Like I said, Virgo energy. This is attention to detail, a farmer doing his due diligence, watching his crop grow, watching his harvest come in, something of quality. We talked a little bit about quality requires time. Rome wasn't built in a day. Anything that is worth doing is worth, waiting for quality purposes. The negative end of this card spectrum is, impatience or something not growing in as you would like to, in which case you always kind of got to default into just trusting, not losing the forest and the trees, and looking at the bigger picture, giving yourself kudos and props for, how much you've done. And, you could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather, as Outcast said. So don't let it throw you off of your divine timing. Typically it's the logic and the reason that throws us off of our divine timing, because we like to intellectualize things and fit them in these kind of perfectly square boxes of concept or expectation. But the Temperance card in the reverse here, I think, kind of asks you to remember to go with the flow and trust that, even what looks like a setback or what looks like something not coming in a timely basis is actually kind of grace, and is actually the universe working, in a mysterious way in your favor. Okay. That's like the word pronoia. Like, instead of paranoia, where you think that everything's against you, pronoia is, telling yourself that everything is, working in your favor in some way that you can't comprehend. But, what you can comprehend is, your kind of like internal response and your internal focus. And, if your internal focus is like on happiness and harmony, and just enjoying the here and now, or whatever your goals are for yourself. Makes me think of like Joe Dispenza and like manifestation principles and manifesting principles. And one of the big ones is to kind of tune into the energy of like excitement and fun and awesomeness, and like that's how you shift timelines quantumly, because everything exists in the quantum field of like possibility. So when you shift your kind of expectation to like something big is coming in, something awesome and amazing is coming in for me, and you kind of like set it and forget it, and it's almost as if like, and this is like theoretical, this is like, if you believe in this or you don't, everything kind of works off of your belief system. And, I'll give you an example. And I think that one of the kind of key components that we often miss is the forget it part, like to set the intention and then forget it. You almost have to be disfamiliar with whatever it is that you're putting out there. So, or unattached, I should say. It's almost as if when we're fully attached, then that's when we kind of like, we stifle ourselves. So I'll give you an example. I used to work for this boutique ad agency in, what was it? Century City. I'm in LA, so I don't know where it was, somewhere over there, and or like Westwood. Yeah, it was Westwood, and it's over by Santa Monica by the beach. And my manager, I shared an office with him, and he was like watching the Tesla stock. He was he trades stocks and stuff, and he was watching Tesla, and he had put in it's called a put in the stock market when you're trading stocks, where you're essentially betting that a certain stock price is going to go down. And he had put in a put, it's called, to bet that Tesla would go down under 500. Now, I don't know how puts, work, the ins and outs and the details or the technicalities, but I was like, yeah, man, just kind of put it out there and, put your like quantum manifestation out there. And he was like, no, that's crazy. Tesla's, skyrocketing. This is before they split their Tesla stock. I don't even know how high it was. It had to have been past 1,000. but he was trying to bet that it would break back under 500. And sure enough, I wrote down on like a post-it note, I was like, Tesla goes back down under 500. And funny enough, I had quit that job because we just didn't see eye to eye. And like, how like sometimes someone says something and then it comes to fruition, and you're like, damn, that person called it or something like that. It was basically one of those situations. And I told him, I'm like, Tesla's gonna break 500. It's gonna go back under 500. Its price point. And now you wouldn't think that it would have done that because it's going so well, but sure enough, Tesla split its stocks up. And so what they do is they issue more stocks for whatever the amount is that you have, which ends up being the same dollar value. But what happens to its overall price point is that it halves. So whatever they did, it had it so that the actual this is back like earlier in the year. Now Tesla's at like 1,000 or something like that. But you know, yeah, so it broke 500 because they did. It's called a split, where they split the cost of the price and they issue double the shares to the share owners. And so it's like a world, works in mysterious ways story, or in this case, the universe, or in this case, the quantum field. So, but I think to my point, I think one of the key components is that if you do have a manifestation intention, a lot of times what stifles us is that we're so heavily invested. People say that, the law of like repetition, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost as if like I would, I would be curious to see if the law of detachment, had more of a impact. What's up, Sarifa here from SoCal 2? Throw it up. How's it going? But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, watching and viewing. We're just shooting the shit. Feel free to ask questions. I've been pulling tarot cards too. We're just talking about manifestation right now, and just gave that story about like I didn't have a dog in the race, so for me to be able to be like, yeah, like this is gonna happen, and then you just kind of go about your life and you just kind of forget it. You forget it, but for instance, if I were trying to manifest, my stock portfolio to kind of like take a jump or a leap, but I'm like kind of invested in it every day, then I feel as though we kind of like get in our own ways because, if we're talking quantum field and you're constantly like asking, or you're putting in too many like service orders, then none of them get filled. So I think there's something to do with that too. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I almost want to say like we should like set a manifestation intention and then like forget it. Like whoever's in the room right now, we should like write down like a manifestation intention, and then just forget it and then see if it comes to fruition. Because I do think that there's something to the fact that like when you're not as fully invested and you just walk away and the universe sees that, it's like that kind of particle simulator where if you're looking at something, then it operates in this kind of logical way, whereas if you're not looking at something, it operates in this kind of illogical way. They did a particle simulation where they shot electrons past these two slits, and when there was a camera on it, the shadows of the electrons going through the slits were in this kind of impossible fashion on the other side of this kind of light catcher. And they were kind of hitting this kind of catcher in this like wave format. So the whole experiment was based on explaining the fact that when there's no viewer, when there's no intelligent observation, then the electron particles that were shot at this kind of board catcher thing, for lack of a better term, that basically caught its shadow. the experiment was to prove that the electrons were moving in waves, whereas if there was an intelligent observer, the electrons would move in particles. So using that example, that famous scientific example, it's almost as if it's the same thing with intention. You kind of cast your reel out there in the quantum field, and then you kind of just forget it. And sure enough, I think eventually you get like a snag or a bite. But yeah, late night thoughts and saw you live. Had to check it out. Finally, my mind is running wild, so I'm thankful you're on. Oh, for sure. Yeah, this is a safe space for open-minded thinkers and healers, and I think you're onto something there. Every time I work on detaching from a situation, it amplifies. Yeah, and I think that could happen for to a positive effect as well. I think detachment is a pretty cool practice. Walking away as well, and all that jazz. So what would be our intention if you guys had to write like a wild kind of like fantasy or just something that you could like set it and forget it? You too, Sir Blue. Thank you. I appreciate your time here. Obviously, I think it's always like money based, I would do one for like the YouTube channel, like, up to Sarifa's point, by the way, this is the first live that I'm doing as, running Gun Tarot. I was telling Just Blaze that, back before YouTube, required that you had a certain amount of followers before you could do a live. I think I must have jumped on and done a live back before I had coined the term running Gun Tarot. So, and then sure enough, when I was kind of up and running with the channel, I couldn't do a live because I was just growing followers at that point. So I actually attempted to do a live, and lucky enough, I was able to kind of get on. So I must have enough followers. I think we're at like 600. Definitely trying to hit the goal of 1,000. And then I think you need something crazy like 4,000 hours watched in order to monetize the channel. Obviously, monetization would be a goal. So yeah, maybe that could be my intention, is being able to monetize by the end of 2022. Let's set it and forget it. And of course, open to anything else that happens before then, or any other blessings that want to come in before then. Happy surprises, we could call them. So feel free to write your manifestations. If you want to share, it'll be like a set it and forget it segment. I'm trying to remember where I got that, where we get that phrase, set it and forget it. I think, you remember those infomercials back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. I think one of it was like a set it and forget it type. It must have been some sort of like convection oven, kitchen gadget. That's old school. The rotisserie. Yeah, hey, you're sure right, like it's like, yeah, fucking rotisserie, bro. Oh man, they used to make that shit look so good, like all the different fucking cuts of meat and like even vegetables and shit. And it was the 90s, man. Things were wilding. It was the 2000s too. And then you just, you come home from your 9 to 5 and you come home to your family and you're trying to cook dinner and you just set it and forget it. It's amazing. Oh my God. Too much fun. Let's see if any other tarot cards want to come out. Yeah, I'm over by Larchmont, technically. Los Angeles, like just south of Hollywood. So those are my stomping grounds. I know, the air fryer. The air fryer is that heavy hitter. What's the Instapot? I don't think I've come across the Instapot. I will crack 500 subscribers by January 2022. Set it and forget it. Hell yeah, just blaze. You heard it here first, universe. Not too far from Disneyland. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, that air fryer hitter, man. It's a pressure cooker. Oh, okay, cool. I gotta look into that. Yeah, that air fryer. My girlfriend's moving out, so she took the air fryer. But I would throw down on the air fryer from time to time. I might get a replacement one. I don't know. I gotta think about it. But yeah, man, that air fryer. Let's see what wants to come out. Let's see. Easiest thing ever. Let's see what's coming out. Okay, we got the 9 of Pentacles in the upright. Power XL. The one that looks like a toaster oven is not too bad if you're looking for one. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I think we got like a ninja or something. I think that was the name of our air fryer. Yeah, you came in hard with that Power XL. You went hard in the paint with the Power XL right there. Yeah, man, I'll definitely, Power XL air fryer. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to open up a new tab. That's funny, man. Damn. Those are sleek. I'm looking at one right now. Those are nice looking. Some Darth Vader looking shit. Nice. All right. I'm going to get a couple more tarot cards and I think we'll call it an evening. We're almost at an hour. I think I need about 246 hours to monetize. So if I do lives more consistently, that's like an hour a pop. 246, there's 356 days in a year. I think I could be able to do something in less than a year, maybe even more if I surprise myself. But yeah, let's try to, I guess my manifestation intention will be to be able to hit that monetization goal of however many hours viewed. I think the channel, they require that your channel gets like a certain amount of hours collectively viewed. And I think last I saw, I needed like 246, or I don't know where I got that number, but I think it's something like that. But I guess my manifestation intention will be to kind of like surprise myself and be able to hit that goal in like a super like crazy fast time. I think that would be dope. I mean, why not? Like, why, if you're able to monetize a channel, it's another stream of income, revenue. Yeah, if I feel up for pulling one for you, I will. Do you have a specific time you'd plan on coming on live? No, but who knows? Maybe I'll do it more consistently at the end of the night. Like I said, this is the first one that I've technically done for the channel since it's been up and running. But I don't have to schedule it yet, but we'll see what formulates. We'll see what the pattern wants to be naturally. I'm all about like natural cycles and patterns and stuff. Let's see what wants to come out for Sarifa. Spirit of Gratitude to 11 light, highest possible card for Sarifa at this time. Let's see. Okay, you got the 2 of Wands in the upright. This is Aries energy. This is young Emperor energy. This is springtime energy, 22. Yeah, whatever goes with the flow is best. K Morales. Yeah, you could ask a question, or if you want me to pull a card for you, I could do that. Just let me know. Two of Wands. This is kind of like the world is this person's oyster, Sarifa. So he has a whole globe in his hand. He or she is planning and strategizing, or at least in the very least, kind of forecasting a future vision, trying to play with vision work. And I always kind of understand this as like just dreaming as big as possible, like crazy, big possible dreams. And it could be traveling, it could be exploring the planet, parts unknown, and really ready to be about it. Really ready to fight, for what it is that you want. I just kind of noticed that this wand here has somewhat of like a sword kind of mechanism here, like this kind of handlebar there, almost like it's like some sort of fighting stick. But again, on the other hand, we did talk about kind of going with the flow more so than forcing things. So that could be what the message is to like not fight as much, but still with this kind of Neptune and Pisces energy, I believe until like 2025, just kind of broadening your horizons and dreaming as big as you possibly can and having fun with it. Miriam Cheat, hey, how's it going? Cigar, what's up? I'm a new subscriber. Please give me a reading. Sure, I could pull some cards for you. Appreciate you guys jumping in the room. Let's see what wants to. F feeling about me. So I'm assuming that there's someone named F, or someone with the initial F, and you're wondering what they feel about you. So, and then Cigar wants, or Sagar, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, all that I ask is that you guys, subscribe, leave likes, comments, all that stuff. Follow here and across the social media and all that good stuff as much as you can. It totally sounds like the position I'm in, just trying to find my place here in this world, of course. And, as they say, home is where the heart is, and not for nothing, but, the Nine of Pentacles came out before that. That sparrow on her arm, typifies freedom and, being able to come and go as you please. The Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles is, the 9 is about independence. The 2 is about duality, choice, option. But emphasis on, obviously the more financially stable you are, the more choices and options you have in life. So it's always a nice, solid kind of, cornerstone that you want to be able to move off of. So the more you get your money right and your financial situation right, the more options you'll have. So it's pretty practical. The snail here at the bottom corner, it's a snail. This is just slow moving, kind of giving the time needed for the long run payoff. But yeah, let's pull a card for Miriam. I believe she asked first. Yeah, Sagar, I am an Aries. Let me see. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Let's see what comes out for Miriam. You get the 4 of Wands in the reverse. This is an energy of falling out. It could represent after the holidays as well, because the 4 of Wands is like a holiday celebration energy. You're welcome. You're welcome. This could be coming out of springtime energy, coming out of Aries season, which is late May to 20th of April, 21st of April, 2022. So it could be around the time where something, occurs. Let me see what else wants to come out here. Page of Pentacles in the upright. This is kind of a proposal energy. I also read this as like lighthearted communication. Could be text, or email, phone call, something like that. I think like in the worst kind of interpretation, it could be some form of rejection. It could be as if maybe somebody is trying to propose or kind of impress you in some way. The Six of Swords in the reverse speaks to internal harmony, finding balance and peace within, moving to a calm and stable, peaceful place within yourself, and then eventually leading to the Judgment card in the upright, which is about second and third chances. So it's almost as if maybe right now is not the best time to kind of initiate something. Although, your question was, what does this person feel about me? I think that there is this kind of enthusiasm. But again, Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn until March 5th. So 2022. So don't be surprised if, you'll have to put a halt on a certain love dynamic or relationship for a time being. The retrograde phase and period is meant that we kind of learn from the aspect, depending on what planet and what sign is involved. And I think, maybe even primarily the fact that Venus is retrograde in Capricorn until March 5th is kind of like a kicking of the tires, or really checking to see if I'm really kind of, about this person or this relationship for the long haul. I think there's something to be said about like a long-term dynamic, because Capricorn has to do with kind of longevity. So something of that nature. So I hope that was able to give you something, Miriam, as far as your question. Sagar asks, who is my future partner? You're very welcome. Does my boyfriend J Deep genuinely love, or just time pass relationship? Yikes, I thought this was live. Cabbage Patch. Yes, this is live. This is live. Let me see. Guys, I don't mind pulling cards for you live, but again, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It really makes a world of difference. I appreciate you guys jumping in and spending some time with me. Feel free to check out Run and Gun Tarot on TikTok and Instagram as well, where I upload daily content, or at least I try to upload daily content. Check out the Patreon for Part 2 exclusive readings for love and money for all the signs. I'm currently working on December love, but the November love and money readings are up. They're short and sweet this month, but they're up there nonetheless. It's only $3 a month to subscribe to the Patreon, and I'm gonna make it as worth your while as possible by putting up, again, exclusive content for your sign. So it really helps the channel. It really helps the whole vibe and the whole kind of point of this channel, which is to just put good energy out there and try to raise the vibe of the planet, of the people, and all that stuff. As kind of big of an undertaking as that sounds, that's really, what we're about here on this channel. Okay, so Sagar says, who's my future partner? What are the characteristics? Okay. Keep in mind the tarot is only going to kind of let you know what you need to hear. So let's see. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords in the upright. You could kind of take with it, what you would like if you're speaking to kind of more surface level characteristics. Page of Pentacles is this kind of like constant learner, student of life, but willing to kind of, fight for something that they believe in. They could be some sort of like, social justice, fighting for rights of, people less fortunate or something of that nature. Like I said, very kind of an analytical mindset. It could be an air sign, could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, not in that order. Let's see, Justice in the reverse. Again, I think that it could be more emphasis on just kind of, taking umbrage with anything that isn't fair and justice based. Two of Cups for, again, Sagar, you did ask characteristics of someone that, is your partner or is for you. So, I do think that, this is definitely going to be someone that, balances you out. So depending on, what your sign is, hopefully it's someone that's harmonious to you. Now, I've read before that in order to find out like the zodiac sign of the person that you're supposed to end up with, I think you're supposed to check out the 7th house in your natal chart. So if you could somehow, get a hand on a birth chart, punch in your birthday and all that stuff, it gives you the planetary alignments. And I think it's I don't know if it's like the north node of your moon in relation to the 7th house or something like that. Or because I know the 7th house is opposite the 1st house. The 1st house is the rising sign. So I think the 7th house is like the descendant sign. So I think that's where depending on, if you have a planet or whatever ruling planet or sign is over that house, I think that's the sign of like your life partner or something like that. But let's see if there's anything else that wants to come up for characteristics. I could say maybe, at heart, they're not too concerned with, flashiness. They could be frugal, they could be meek, they could be humble. I mean, these are just some of the characteristics that I'm seeing from the 5 of Pentacles here. They could be like built with a lot of grit and like inner strength, which is good actually. And then, Sagar, not to kind of put all your business out there, but the star card is you asked about characteristics, and this is the star card. And well, need I say more? So hopefully you're able to get something from that, Sagar. Let's see. Thank you, Katie and E. Thank you for liking, subscribing. I think the Instagram is spelled the same as the YouTube, Sarifa. I think it's Run and Gun Tarot, all one word. RUNNGUNTAROT. Yeah, 7th house is Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius over your 7th house, I think it might inform that you're supposed to be with a Sagittarius. Although I don't see Sagittarius on the table. But yeah, also you might want to look at what planet is, if you have any planets in your 7th house. That's a question that I do have. I noticed my chart, some houses don't exist. Why is that? They should exist. I'm Gemini ascendant. Okay. Gemini ascendant or rising. So I think the opposite of Gemini ascendant is, let's see. Let's take a look. I actually have this kind of chart here, so let me look at it really quick. Yeah, so if you have Gemini as your ascendant, then the opposite of that is going to be Gemini is third house. So the opposite of that is going to be the ninth house, which I think is Sagittarius. Which is interesting, Sagar, because you said that you have Sagittarius in your seventh house. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because I think the opposite sign is Gemini is Sagittarius. I'm looking at the houses right now, and what's kind of across from it is, I believe, the ninth house of Sagittarius. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think we may have just figured something out. So yeah, I think that they may be a Sagittarius sign. Let's see. Why did they say message retracted on the comment section? I don't know why these messages get retracted. Okay, so Kitty is saying, does my boyfriend J Deep genuinely love, or is this just a pastime relationship? You're very welcome, Sagar. Let's see. Oh, okay. No worries, Katie Annie. Let's see. Will genuinely love or just time past relationship, as he is not committing to me due to careers, he says. Making doubtful about his intention and feelings. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the big kind of keys of what you just asked is the energies of doubt. Those are going to be kind of a energy sucker. It's going to be a blood sucker. So you really want to, nip those energies of doubt in the bud. You want to be able to really kind of position yourself internally to, resonate with love. Because when you are doing that, you're actively offsetting those feelings of doubt. Now, doubt is a survival mechanism. It's a survival feeling. But when you are kind of like, so we were talking about with Sagar, what's the opposite of Gemini? What's the opposite house of the third house and ninth house? Well, I like to say the same thing about, energy. What's the opposite of doubt? Confidence. So whenever you have doubt, I think that I really am a firm believer in mantra work, Katie and E. So, whenever you feel insecure or have feelings of doubt, I really do think that that is a kind of sign or a signal for you to reprogram your thinking patterns and your thought patterns. And even if you have to kind of like whisper to yourself, like, I'm confident, I'm sure, I choose faith and love and trust. And, I think what happens is that, no matter what, worst case scenario, that at least you were resonating at your highest possible vibe and your highest possible frequency. And I think that really goes a long way, well, yeah, no, I get that you're asking about, the card and stuff, but, don't miss the value of what I'm saying, because the card's going to say what the card's going to say, but you have to understand that you have more power than just the card. The power is in where you kind of direct your attention and your focus, and that's based on meaning, essentially. So if you give meaning and value to those doubts, then guess what? It becomes this big kind of monster in your life. But if you give meaning and energy to faith or trust or security, trust that this person was brought into your life for a reason. So if it's not for forever, then still that's okay. You want to be strong enough, Like I said, my girlfriend's moving out. Like, that's what all these boxes are in the back, I refuse to be sad. I refuse to, cry or mourn or break down or anything like that. But that's because it's like I've conditioned myself to We're not talking about suppressing energies. We're not talking about not feeling, but we are talking about not falling or stepping into that kind of like wormhole, that portal of like emotion where you're just succumb to it. You know what I'm saying? Because really, truly, we've been conditioned to think that, we're on the receiving end of our emotions and we just have to kind of play along with it. But it's like, no, we don't. We don't at all. And like I said, I refuse to, especially when you find out that someone really wasn't about it. They really weren't in it for the long haul. It's like even more, that's more of a reason not to give value to, feeding into like a sadness narrative or like a victim narrative or anything like that. Yeah, you can ask me a question, Kitty. But yeah, let's see what card wants to come out for, is this guy really about it? I hope he is. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This does speak to kind of a stuck energy. And I'm not going to lie, it is Sagittarius energy, which we were just talking about. It's Jupiter energy. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is stuck, stagnant, and unwillingness to grow. But like we were talking about, nonetheless, confidence here. This is what the King of Swords is about. The King of Swords is about confidence, focus. Instead of doubt and maybe even insecurity, it's where you highest serving, where you best in service to the world, to yourself. And that's leading with, confidence, leading with your heart, focus on your happiness, focus on whatever your dreams and goals and aspirations are. Special emphasis on, what you're in power of, what you're empowered over, and what you're in control of. You can't control anyone else's free will. So that's kind of like, the meaning behind, what I'm trying to say is, I could love, my girlfriend that I was living with, to the nth degree, to the moon and back. But at the end of the day, she has free will. So that's on her. So I have to be prepared for anything. I have to be strong internally for anything. And I'm lucky that I'm at a place where I'm prioritizing my own happiness. So, I'm not, shriveled up in a corner crying or, emotionally breaking down or anything like that. But that's because I'm like actively like, practicing whatever I need to do or practice in order to not do that. So, let's see what's important for me now. So improve my money situation better and focus on myself. Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, that's all that you can do. The only thing that I would add to that is, your spiritual relationship with source or God or, whatever you want to, surrounding yourself with positive people and positive things, lifestyle habits, environments, thinking patterns, things of that notion, things of that nature. Let's see. Vinda Rajput says, can I get a free reading? Yes, we can pull a card for you. Let's see. Yeah, and then I think after that, I think we're going to wrap it up because, getting a little bit of a headache. And it's about 12:41 over here on the East Coast. So, and I think these bright lights are getting to me. So we'll wrap it up. This will be the last that I'm doing this for. I appreciate you guys being here. Vinda, if you could just subscribe and leave a like. That's all that I ask of you. And that would help. I really appreciate that. West Coast. Okay, pull one for Just Blaze. Thank you, Vinda. I see that you subscribed. Okay, let's get one real quick for Just Blaze because she did ask. Sarifa. She said, "Oh, you're tired." 5 of Cups in the upright for Just Blaze. This is Scorpio energy. 5s are about conflict. 5 of Cups is emotional conflict. salvaging energy, though, meaning still able to move forward despite whatever circumstances in regards to emotion, moving forward, and being able to kind of like save something. Let's see what else wants to come out for that. Again, emphasis on Scorpio season here. So something could be resolved by the 21st of November. That's when we leave Scorpio season. This is for Just Blaze. This is for Just Blaze, Vinda. I'm going to do your reading really quick after this. Six of Wands in the reverse is a moral victory or a personal victory. So, you know, a lot of the times with the Five of Cups, this is crying over spilled milk. So maybe someone, you know, acted out or, you know, misbehaved in some way, shape, or form. You know, feel free to interpret it or apply it how it fits. But it's almost as if you took like the moral high ground or you took the higher road. Because the Six of Wands for me is, you know, in the upright, this is like a public victory. But in the reverse, it's more of an internal, personal, quiet, moral victory or taking the high road. So despite, you know, maybe feelings being hurt or tears being shed, you're still choosing to take the high road. And I think you're going to prevail. So that's what I got for you. So then next for Vinda, because we want to make sure that we get her before we sign off. Appreciate you guys. I think this is going to be the first of many, you know, live streams. Like I said, I didn't know that I had enough followers to be able to do this, but you know, thankfully I do now, so I think we can do this more frequently. Like I said, guys, feel free to subscribe to the Patreon where you get the exclusive part 2 readings for love and money for your sign. The November readings are short and sweet. They're up there. The December readings are going to be a little bit longer. I think I'm up to Libra love for December 2021. So from Aries to Libra, but I also posted the all signs reading too for December love. So if you want to go to the Patreon, the part 1 is on the YouTube. All the part 1 readings are on the YouTube for free. And then, like I said, the part 2 are behind the paywall. So yeah, Patreon link should be in the description of any one of the videos that I have posted recently on the channel. All my links are in the description box. So feel free to look into that while you have my page up. This is for Vinda. Sorry for taking all the time. Strength card in the reverse. This is about internal discipline. Okay, like I said, I read the reversals as like an internalization. Let's see. J, Capricorn feelings for me. Okay, King of Pentacles in the reverse. This is a lack of like stability. It could be financial, it could be physical stability as well. Oh, cool. Just Blaze. I'm glad that was on point for you. I really appreciate that. Sarifa, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I added you on Insta, sending you positive vibes. Drink some water. That could help your headache. Yes, for sure. I hear you. So yeah, for Vinda, let me see. For the Capricorn. Let's see. What are his feelings for you? Let's see. I think he feels that there's something like incomplete with the World card in reverse. This is usually like you need to go back and there's unfinished business here. And like I said, Venus is in retrograde until March 2022. So, you know, you may pick up where you last left off during that time in the new year, you know, especially if things aren't going extremely well at the current time. The Queen of Swords it's kind of like cold, kind of calculated. She's saying, does he love me? I subscribe to your IG. You're nice enough to pull for us. Encourage people to watch your playlists to get your watch hours out the way. Sweet. Okay. I'll do that. Just Blaze. Cool. Playlist. Now, Just Blaze, is the playlist, do I have to compose an actual playlist, or is it just like an automatic thing that YouTube throws together of like my most recent videos? That's what I would like to know. But yeah, so for Vinda's asking, is he in love with me? Let me see what wants to come out for that. To be honest, I'm not really seeing a lot of cup energy here. I'm seeing more so someone that is playing it safe. They're in like a comfort zone with the Sun card in reverse. Okay. This is like being in your like safety bubble. The Chariot in reverse is lack of fast movement, lack of a quick forward victory. And then the Devil card in reverse is, coming out of something that is like codependent or really that you don't see a future for. You know, especially if there's an instance of like, you're more in like or you're more in love with someone and they're not, at that same level. So you might want to start to look at that because again, not seeing so much cup energy here, Vinda. I wouldn't say that he's in love, although I think you might be, obviously looking for that from him. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You're very welcome. What's up, Jenny? I was just gonna sign off because I've been pulling cards for everybody here. So yeah, you have playlists on your community wall. The one titled "Me" looks like your videos and should count toward your monetization. Be right back. Let me double check. Oh, those are old guitar videos when I used to do music. Devonshu Luthrar is, will I be able to clear my exams in mid-December? I'll say yes. I feel yes. Yeah, I play guitar. That's from back in the day. But yeah, I guess I can make a playlist for tarot, and I think that will help. But yeah, I play guitar. I dabble, as it were. Jenny, I'm about to log off, but next time you catch a live stream, feel free to jump in, and then I like to pull some cards for people or whatever. You guys could check out check out all my other tarot videos on the YouTube. Check out the Instagram and the TikTok. I just uploaded. I call them daily snipes. They're like 1-minute videos that kind of give you a little bit of an insight on for your zodiac sign for the day. So I try to do those daily, but not always. But Oh, okay. A tarot playlist would be awesome too. Okay, I'll look into that. Just Blaze. Divanshu. Okay, Divanshu. Yeah, if you can please subscribe to the channel, and I'll pull a card for you. Also, if you could leave a like, and that'll be great. So yeah, let's see what comes out. Hit that subscribe button. Hierophant in the reverse. That's kind of. I still say yeah. I think you will. The Hierophant in reverse is. It's like carving out your own path. It's going against tradition. So, that could be a number of reasons why that would come out. It may be that you have your own way of studying. Thank you. Appreciate that, Divanshu. It may be that you have your own kind of way of doing things. The Seven of Swords came out in the upright too. For me, this is about strategizing and planning. So I think that, if you do your due diligence and if you study and, preparation always leads to confidence. So as much as you could possibly do that, I think that you'll be good. But yeah, like I said, when you asked the question, I just got a feeling that, like, yeah, I don't see, why you wouldn't be able to pass your exams. I think as long as you just, do the work and, you know, go in calm. I think your energy has a lot to do with, if you're able to kind of think and to the best of your ability. So just make sure that you have a calm energy so that you could think clearly, and I think that you'll be good. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the awesome info, Just Blaze and everyone else who liked and subscribed and all that stuff. Love you guys. I think I'm going to be doing these way more often. This was really fun. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ratisha Das. Thank you, Sarifa. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.